I wasn't worried for a single second, but what they're doing now, it's even shocking me. They're doing the unexpected, and we gotta talk about this because nobody else is. Do y'all not remember what happened only a couple months ago? Well, really, it was about 5 to 7 months ago. Everybody was talking about how Oklahoma football, it was a disaster, and Lincoln Riley left them out to dry and rot and die. Maybe my memory is going bad, and maybe I'm just crazy or something, or let me change that. We all know I'm crazy, but maybe I'm crazier than what we originally thought. Correct me if I'm wrong down below. That happened, didn't it? All everybody was talking about is how nobody knew what was going to happen to the Oklahoma football program. Their head coach, Lincoln Riley, he left. He took some of their players, he took the star quarterback, and he took some of his coordinators. For a while, nobody knew what was next for the program. Nobody knew who the head coach was going to be. To make a long story short, they wound up hiring Brent Venables, and although I liked it, I thought it was a good hire, many people weren't a fan of it. Remember, I'm not going to let y'all forget what was everybody saying. Oh yeah, Brent Venables, he's a good defensive coordinator, but this isn't a defensive coordinator job. This is a head coaching job. Oh, it's 2022. Why would you hire a defensive coordinator at a school where they score a lot of points? That's all I heard. All this blah, 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 Joe Schmo talk about how Brent Venables, he's not the right guy for Oklahoma because he's not offensive minded. Although, yes, people did like him as a person, there was major concerns on the offensive side of the ball. Number one, just like I stated, he's a defensive minded head coach. And number two, they didn't know what they was going to do at the quarterback position. Their star quarterback, Caleb Williams, he went to USC, and their backup, he went to South Carolina. For me, though, and I stated this, go watch the previous videos I made last year. I was never worried about this program. I wasn't worried for a single second, but what they're doing now, it's even shocking me. They're doing the unexpected, and we gotta talk about this because nobody else is. Now, yes, some of you Oklahoma fans, maybe you did expect this, but I would say only about 5 to 10% did. The other vast majority, 80 to 90%, they didn't. We're gonna talk all about it in today's video. I am so excited to get into this video. You know why? Because I said it last year, I'm gonna say it again. Oklahoma is one of my favorite teams to talk about. They're one of my favorite teams to watch, talk about, cover. I don't know why. I guess it's just the aura about them. I love me some Oklahoma football. It's a very entertaining and a very exciting team to keep up with. I also believe they have one of, if not the, yes, that's right, you heard me correctly, the best fan bases in the entire country. That fan base for Oklahoma is the definition of ride or die. I think a large reason for that is because there's no professional sports teams in Oklahoma, so just like Alabama football, that is their professional team. We gotta talk about what's happening in good old Norman, Oklahoma, and we also gotta talk about Dabo Swinney at the end of this video. No intro, no none of that. It's simple. If you like college football content, it would mean so much to me if you go down there, hit that subscribe button. It's free to subscribe, and you can always unsubscribe later. Seriously, I don't ask much out of y'all, but it's the beginning of college football season, and we have so many new people coming to the channel and just people watching that aren't subscribed. During the season, about 95% of the videos are going to be about college football. We're building an awesome and fantastic community on this channel, so if you want to be a part of it, consider subscribing. All right, man, shut the crap up. Now, without further ado, let's get into it. Let's start it off with this. Do y'all remember what happened in week 1, the season opener last year against Tulane? Lincoln Riley in Oklahoma nearly lost a home game to Tulane. In reality, it should have been an away game, and they got lucky to win it at the end. They barely squeaked out the W 40-35. The weeks after that, I'm going to show you right here. You only beat Nebraska by 17, West Virginia by 3, and Kansas State by 6. Pretty much every game all throughout the year last year, it was close. The Texas game, it was close. You almost lost to Kansas, one of the worst teams in the country, and you lost 2 games at the end of the year with Caleb Williams. Fast forward in time to this year, 2022, the team that was quote-unquote supposed to be left out to dry, the team that is quote-unquote supposed to be rebuilding, they curb stomped their opponent in week 1, 45-13. They beat the brakes off of UTEP, and you want to hear the scariest part about this? I didn't even think Oklahoma looked all too good. That's what should scare some of these people out here. Number 1, this was Venables' first game. Number 2, this was your quarterback's first game. And number 3, they didn't even look that great. I thought Oklahoma looked good, but you can tell there's stuff they got to improve on. Whoa, 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 whoa. Hold on. I know exactly what you're sitting there saying, and I'm in the same boat. Well, Matt, it's UTEP. They're not a great team. I get it. I'm in the same boat. However, here's my counter argument to that statement. Tulane wasn't a good team. You struggled with them last year in week 1. Kansas wasn't a good team. You struggled with them. Texas wasn't a good team. You struggled with them. All throughout the season last year, Oklahoma struggled. It didn't matter who they was playing. They was in tough games all throughout the year. And oh yeah, by the way, for all my bettors out there, Brent Venables, he covered the spread, which is something Lincoln Riley rarely did. I personally am not, let me say it again, am not a believer in Dylan Gabriel just quite yet. I got to see a little bit more out of him. I don't care that he was good at UCF. That's UCF. They play in a wishy-washy conference. conference. I gotta see more out of him, but in this first game, he was good. 15 for 23, 230 yards, 2 TDs, 0 INTs, QBR 71. He was solid. He wasn't great. He wasn't exceptional. He was good. It was his first game. Also, I gotta throw this in there because it shows the complete difference between Brent Venables and Lincoln Riley. After the game, Bob Stoops wound up handing Brent Venables the game ball, and it was emotional, and he teared up. He was talking to his team and doing all that stuff, and one of the players yelled out, "I will run through a wall for you, coach."
I run through a wall for you, coach! Yes, sir!
Oklahoma fans, let me ask you a question, because I'm not an Oklahoma fan. Most of y'all know this. I'm a Bama fan. This is as unbiased as it gets. Let me know in the comment section, because trust me, these Oklahoma fans, they're passionate. I know they're going to comment on this video. Do you really think one of these players would have said that same thing to Lincoln Riley? Heck to the no. I'll answer it for you. I don't think there's a chance in the world, and that's the difference. Brent Venables is Oklahoma. Lincoln Riley, yeah, he was a good coach, but he never felt like Oklahoma. You know what Lincoln Riley does feel like? USC. He feels like California. When you're talking about a head coach that fits the culture, he fits the fan base, he fits everything about the program, that's Brent Venables. He's what Oklahoma football is all about, and I've never understood why people have question marks about him. Okay, sure, yeah, he's a defensive coordinator. Who cares? So was Kirby Smart at Alabama, and he went to Georgia, and yeah, he's doing just fine. I'll take it a step even farther. I almost think now in 2022, it's better to hire a defensive coordinator because defense is hard to come by nowadays. Offense is easy nowadays, so if you can have a defensive-minded head coach, I think that's more of a positive than a negative. I don't know why everyone tries to make it seem like it's such a bad thing. Because heck, nowadays, and I'm almost laughing thinking about it, if you hold somebody under 30 points, that's a win. You're like, oh yeah, that's a great defensive performance. It's sad I'm laughing about it, but that's the cold hard truth. And if you think about it, times have changed so much because in 2008, giving up 30 points, you're thinking, oh crap, we probably lost. Flash forward in time to 2022, if you give up 30 points, you say, oh yeah, we probably won that game. Here's the stuff about Oklahoma that your casual football fan, they're not going to notice this, but I already have. It's only been 1 week. However, I have been following up with Oklahoma the past 3 or 4 months, so I have noticed this. You want to know the difference between Riley and Venables? Just like that player said, I'll run through a wall for you. These players have bought into the system. Did you notice last year how something it seemed off? Yeah, when you inserted Caleb Williams, you got that spark, but still, you never got that feel of, oh yeah, this team, they got great chemistry. No, you didn't feel that. You didn't feel like all these players, they would die for one another and they was just one big unit. It didn't just feel like Spencer Rattler and the team was divided at times. It felt like Lincoln Riley and the team was divided at times. But now, and you're seeing this in the locker room, on the field, wherever, this team, everybody's bought in. You want to know the difference between a championship team and a really great team? What I just told you, that one thing. This team is different. It's clear as day, and I think a lot of you would agree with me on that. Once again, let's pump the brakes, and even myself, I need to calm down. It's only been 1 week. We'll definitely see what they're made out of more whenever they play Nebraska. Look, I get it, Nebraska ain't the best team in the world, but it'll give us a better perspective. Here's my biggest takeaway from Oklahoma right now, and it blows my mind looking back on where they was 6 months ago. Currently, they're ranked 7th in the country, and I would say right now they're the best team in the Big 12, and they have a decent shot of making it to the playoff. Why is that crazy? Because 6 months ago, it was complete chaos in Norman, Oklahoma. Your head coach left. He was taking some assistants. He took his quarterback. He took wide receivers. You didn't know what was going to happen. And now on September 8th in 2022, it's almost like nothing happened. If you would have went into a deep sleep and you missed all that chaos and you just saw what Oklahoma's doing right now, you wouldn't have known anything happened. In reality, it's almost like they didn't skip a single beat, and you can make a case and argument that they may be better than last year. Oh yeah, before I forget, let's end the video off with this. My man Caleb tagged this to me on Twitter and said I gotta talk about this, so we're gonna bring it up. Dabo Swinney just signed a 10-year, $115 million contract extension. Appreciate my man Caleb tagging this to me. If you ever want me to talk about something, all you gotta do is tag it to me on Twitter or Instagram, and I'll probably do it. And oh yeah, by the way, go follow my Twitter right now. Follow my Instagram. It's MattBGreatYT. I'm not gonna overhype this. There's nothing to say about it. He deserves it. Congratulations, Dabo and Clemson, and also let me know your thoughts on the Oklahoma topic down below. But with all being said, right away, Millie!